Well, I guess I'll start the way I always start in the meditation chapel with Silence at Six, which is welcome, beloveds. Welcome, beloveds. And those two words sort of explain or actually image my whole relationship of the privilege and honor of the work I've done for 40 years, which is welcoming the beloveds and honoring the incredible privilege that I feel my life has had by saying yes to Thomas Keating when he asked us to move up from the Lama Foundation to start serving retreats. You can't serve retreats you can't serve 10-day intensive retreats without forming incredibly intimate relationships. It's just the nature. You fall in love with people. You recognize that some are hitting your edges and helping you to hit that edge and recognize your own darkness. So there's an opportunity to travel the downward end of the cross into your own darkness, your own shadow side. Eventually you come back up into the light, and there's an imperative to travel the horizontal, and you have to travel both sides of the cross. And for me, the journey kept expanding and into the light and into different cultures, into different countries, into different ethnic groups. I kept stretching, I kept growing, and I kept loving. And what an amazing, amazing gift for me. Thomas was right there along the way, forming us. One funny story that I'd like to share is my cohort in crime, Marianne Matheson, who worked with me all but one of those years. She did not work with me the first year and started coming up to work with me as of 1985. But I'd lived with her already at the Lama Foundation. And some of the retreatants would call us Ruth and Naomi. Marianne had a Buddhist practice, and we used to laugh saying, I was the Buddhistic Christian because I was born and raised Catholic, and she was the Christian Buddhist. And Thomas would say, do I have to put a cross around your neck? But the funny story I want to share about Marianne, because Marianne passed away this past December 2nd after a very, very 1 month illness. So I'm still suffering from that. It was a closer than breath relationship that she and I had. So after she retired in 2016, Marianne hated computers, hated cell phones. She had nothing to do with technology. And so she still meticulously wrote handwritten letters. And so she would write a letter to Thomas, to Joseph, to Charlie. And she had received a letter from Thomas during a period where he was depressed. You know, it was definitely the last year of his life. And it was before he went out to St. Joseph's. And in the letter, he had said to her, I'm feeling like an old dog. And she and I had talked on the phone about his feelings about depression, and he was writing poetry and I was typing up the poetry. And a couple weeks later, I came up to Mass and Thomas came out after Mass and he said, "Do you have a minute? I want to show you something." And I said, "Of course I have a minute." So we went back to the infirmary and he came out with this big brown paper bag. And he said, "Take a look in it." And on the outside was Mary Ann's meticulous handwriting, Matheson, P.O. Box 880, El Prado, New Mexico. And then Father Thomas Keating to St. Benedict's Monastery. And I looked inside the bag, and here's this huge dog bone that she had sent to him. And that was the second brown paper bag that Thomas had received that had touched my heart, because the first one was a brown paper bag from the prisoners in California who had all written thank you notes to Thomas. So he has two brown paper bags.